Most people believe the past is what holds them back. They think an old mistake, a lost opportunity, or a painful memory is the reason they cannot move forward. But the past is often not the real problem. The real problem is that they keep returning to it. Again and again, they revisit the same moment, hoping it will finally feel different. They replay it so many times that it becomes more familiar than the present. A conversation that ended badly, a relationship that fell apart, a decision they wish they could take back. Some moments leave marks that seem impossible to erase. At first, the pain is natural. The mind tries to understand what happened. It searches for answers, explanations, and reasons. But sometimes that search never ends. The same questions return every day, even when there are no new answers to find. The mind becomes trapped in a loop. It is like standing in front of a locked door and trying the handle over and over again. Deep down, you already know the door will not open. Yet part of you refuses to walk away. Years can pass this way. Life moves forward on the outside, but emotionally, a person remains in the same place. The calendar changes, but the wound stays exactly where it was. They continue working, talking, and living, but a part of their attention is always somewhere else. A part of them never truly left that moment. The strange thing is that the memory itself is often not what causes the suffering. It is the habit of returning to it. The habit becomes stronger every time the story is replayed. Each replay teaches the brain that this memory is important. Each return makes the path easier to follow. Eventually, the mind visits it automatically. Some people return to regret. Others return to anger. Others return to a version of themselves they can never become again. The details change, but the pattern remains the same. Many people call this overthinking, but sometimes it is more than that. It is an emotional attachment to a moment that no longer exists. The chapter has ended, yet part of the mind keeps reading the same page. It hopes that if it looks closely enough, the words will somehow change. There is a famous saying about repeating the same actions while expecting different results. Whether the quote belongs to Einstein or not does not matter. The idea remains true. The mind often does exactly that. It returns to the same memory, asks the same questions, and expects a different outcome. But the answer never changes. The past remains where it is. No amount of replay can rewrite what has already happened. No amount of regret can alter a single detail. The breakthrough comes when a person stops asking the past to become different. That is the moment real change begins. Not because the memory disappears, but because the struggle against it finally ends. Acceptance is often misunderstood. People think it means approving of what happened or pretending it did not hurt. It means neither of those things. Acceptance simply means recognizing reality. It means understanding that the event happened and cannot be changed. It means stopping the endless argument with the past. Many people fear letting go because they think it means forgetting. But letting go and forgetting are not the same thing. They never were. You can remember something without living inside it. You can carry the lesson without carrying the pain every day. You can honor the experience without becoming trapped by it. The goal is not to erase the memory. The goal is to stop building a home around it. There is a difference between visiting the past and living there. Every hour spent reliving an old moment is an hour that cannot be lived in the present. Life continues moving, whether we join it or not. New people arrive, new experiences arrive, new opportunities arrive. But they're difficult to see when our attention is always facing backward. The future rarely asks us to be perfect. It simply asks us to show up. It asks us to be present enough to notice what is still possible. Maybe the moment that hurt you will always be part of your story. Maybe it will always matter. Some scars never disappear completely. But a scar is not a prison. A chapter is not a life sentence. A memory does not have to become your permanent address. One day you may realize something surprising. The moment was never holding you. The memory never had that kind of power. You were holding the moment. You were carrying it long after it had finished carrying you. And that changes everything. Because the day you stop returning to the same pain is the day you create space for something new. It is the day life begins moving again. The past can remain a lesson. It can remain a memory. It can even remain a scar. But it was never meant to become your home.